From my 15 years of recruiting and hiring experience, I'm here to share the best strategies for your resume to ensure that the hiring company moves forward quickly, that it looks amazing. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create that amazing resume so you are ranked as the top candidate. Let's get into the 5 golden rules to set you up for success. Golden rule number 1, keep it simple. Don't complicate how your resume visually looks. Make sure that it's organized in a very simple format. Avoid using pictures, avoid using a font that's hard to understand. Ensure that the font that you use, the letters look good, plus the numbers also look clear. A couple of great fonts to use: Arial or Times New Roman. Avoid using a font that can make it harder to understand numbers, especially because in one of my rules, I'm going to mention how to leverage numbers and make sure that you stand out in your resume. Golden rule number 2, ensure that you are incorporating keywords in your resume. What do I mean by this? When you're looking at the job that you are applying for, the person that wrote that job description is writing it for a reason. They want to ensure that those words they're putting in the job description, they are seeing on a resume. So when they go to review your resume, they want to ensure alignment, that you have that skill set that they are looking for, both technically and personally from the intangible side. So ensure you're incorporating technical key terms as well as your intangibles, your soft skills, that you are incorporating both within your resume. If you're new to this channel or you haven't even subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. I will be bringing you videos every week to help you with your job search and career. Subscribe for more of those tips. From helping thousands of candidates, I've seen exactly where professionals go wrong with this, and I don't want you to make this mistake. They believe that their job title should give the reviewer, the hiring company, the ability to just understand what they have accomplished, what they do in their role. And that is not the case. So the rule here is to leverage the keywords, but to be very explicit. Do not assume that the reviewer, the hiring company, implicitly knows exactly the job responsibilities that you've taken on, that they can just assume what your accomplishments have been in the role that you have or the roles that you've had. Be very explicit. This is so important because it will help the hiring company and recruiters ensure that there is alignment with your background and the job description. You're going to make their life easier when you are explicit and you call out things that are supposed to be just common to your background, or someone should just know you have that experience. If it's not on your resume, assume that the employer, the recruiter, the hiring company does not know that you have accomplished that task. You've accomplished this great goal for the company. So just keep in mind, be very explicit with these keywords. Now stick around till the end because I'm going to walk you through a resume that has landed hundreds of opportunities that you can leverage in your job search. Golden rule number 3, stay clear and concise. Don't go on and on and on. Do not write paragraphs. Stick to bullet points. And for each bullet point, make sure it's not more than 2 lines. So if you're looking at your resume visually, one bullet point should not take up more than 2 lines. Make sure that does not have any paragraphs. The only exception I would make for the paragraphs is your summary. So right up top, you'll have a little summary about yourself, professional summary. That should also not go on and on, but it's in paragraph format. You can have max 3 sentences. Do not go on and on within the paragraph of your professional summary. If you're tired of getting rejected by employers and ready to land that great opportunity faster and more efficiently, I've put together a free guide on how to land your next opportunity faster and not waste time and work on the best strategies. Comment guide below and I'll send you a direct link to grab it. Quick story. I had a former colleague that was reviewing a pile of resumes and of course wanting to go through it very quickly. And she came across a resume that was 4 pages long. This professional could have been a great fit, but this professional with 4 pages long had paragraphs all over, making her job harder, to identify this person as a good fit. So what did she do? She just skipped over the resume. She didn't even care to read the resume. Her reasoning behind this was if this professional cannot be clear, cannot be concise, how are they going to prioritize tasks in this job? How are they going to prioritize what they get done for this organization? And how are they going to make it simple for higher levels to understand how they communicate? You are showing your communication skills through your resume, and no one wants someone to come and sit and go on in any business. They need to be punctual, to be concise, and to be efficient. So your resume is also a reflection of your communication. Rule number 4, leverage terminology that is more generalized. What do I mean by this? Do not use terms that are only specific to companies that you've worked for. For example, if one of the companies that you worked for used a specific acronym, or let's say referred to a specific group that you collaborated with as X group, that necessarily doesn't apply to the company you're applying to. So ensure that you can generalize when possible. So that way, the reviewer, the hiring company, the recruiter is not getting confused when reading your resume. You want to avoid confusion and set yourself up for success to be that top candidate. And in doing so, make it easier. Again, don't confuse them. Just use the generalized terminology that can apply to any company. So avoid the acronyms, avoid any specific language that maybe one of your former companies that you worked for used, and you'll have a way better chance of moving forward quickly. Now, before we get into the sample resume and walk through this great example that you can leverage, just make sure you don't forget your contact information. And contact information meaning your phone number, your address, does not have to be your full address. Give them a hint as to which location you're in, whether it's a county, a city, a state. They really want to know where you're physically located, especially if it's a hybrid role or even on site, sometimes even remote. They just want to make sure that you're in the vicinity of where they are hiring. So give them that confidence, give that quick hint at the location. And also your phone number, your LinkedIn URL. So a link to your LinkedIn profile, and hopefully it's optimized and will help them move forward more quickly when they see you as a great professional on a great social media platform. That will really, really help. And of course, your email address, super important. Most likely you will be contacted via email. They could still call you as well, but email is very important. Doesn't matter about the domain. It really matters about ensuring it looks professional. Don't use an email where you have an unprofessional name within the email. That is not going to be the best for you, but avoid using an email that has something unprofessional in it, such as something with gaming, or maybe a nickname that all of your childhood friends used to use. Something that kind of doesn't look as professional, but if it's a nickname that looks professional, that's fine. Just make sure that you are not leveraging something that can maybe raise some bias in the process where they don't want to move forward because they see an email that doesn't look as professional. Let's walk through a sample resume that you can leverage to be that best candidate. So in the beginning, of course, you want to put your name. Make it a little bit larger in font so it can really stick out. And then, of course, your contact information. You don't have to put your full address, as we mentioned earlier in the video, your phone number, your email address to make sure they have somewhere to contact you, and of course, your LinkedIn profile URL. Now, when you add this LinkedIn profile URL, you want to make sure your profile is optimized. I have quite a few videos of how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you check those out. Quick summary, quick professional summary. 2 sentences that explain your career aspirations, ensuring to align your background to the job you are applying for. Do not go on and on. As we mentioned, one of the rules, don't go on and on, be clear and concise. Moving on to your professional experience. Now, this is a 1-page resume. 1 page I recommend for 10 years, up to 10 years. If you have more than 10 years of experience and you need more room, of course you can use a 2nd page. If you have 20 plus years, I would cap it at that 2 pages. In regards to professional experience, your company name, make sure that you have the job title, city, state, or whichever location applies there, the dates that you've worked there, and then a few bullet points on your experience. Now, make sure that, let's say you have 2 lines, you don't have more than 2 lines, I should say. Don't have more than 2. 1 or 2 lines max for each bullet point. And try to incorporate where you were leading, where you were researching, anything technical, where you were preparing and presenting, where you managed. And of course, that will help the employer see you as a great professional that has great leadership qualities and not just a technical skill set. Then, if you had another company that you worked for, make sure that you have an end date, that the date here reflects the end, and follow the same steps. But now, if you spent more time at your company, your current company, make sure that this previous company is not emphasized as much, especially if you progressed quite a bit in your more recent role. Keep that in mind. You want where you have the most experience and the most alignment be reflected more on your resume. So this takes up a lot more room than this, strategically for a reason, because in this role, this person did a lot more. They accomplished a lot more. They were managing. They were taking on higher level responsibilities. Where in this company, this role, they were just starting their career. They didn't have as much experience. They still contributed quite a bit. They still made an impact, but they want to emphasize where they made a bigger impact and what's going to help the employer see them as the best candidate. And of course, your education, make sure that's on there. If you have any certifications, and extracurricular. This shows what type of person you are. Of course, you are a human being. You're not only doing the job. You're going to assess the culture. You're going to ensure that this aligns with your values, your leadership skills, your intangibles, your soft skills. So showing what type of person you are outside of a professional setting can really also spark a great conversation in the interview process and show who you are as a person, because that's what you want to show too in the resume. Technical skills and leadership skills, intangibles is great. Thanks for sticking around until this entire video. I have a great playlist, interview questions and answers that will help you be the best candidate.